I want to talk about profit taking. I want to talk about risk taking. And because I've said this thing that like account types are not the problem, like the currency is the problem, right? And so we have all these different types of accounts in regular personal finance, like checking account, savings account, retirement account, health savings account, 401k, retirement plan. And we talk about and then FIRE, like financial independence, retire early, or just retirement in general, non-early. Then you have your 4% withdrawal rate, or whatever, whatever retirement kind of income you think is going to be necessary after you stop working. And then you have your goals of whatever you want to leave as an inheritance or whatever, right? And then you have the whole, I haven't read this book, but it's decently popular and a lot of people are talking about the whole die with zero concept. So something that I think a lot about is how Bitcoin, we have Bitcoin saved up in a Roth IRA. We have Bitcoin saved up in a health savings account. And we have just a regular savings pile of Bitcoin. I don't agree with the whole concept of you never have enough Bitcoin. You don't have enough, right? Because you do, you can. When your savings is at X% relative to your income, and this is different, it's going to be different for everyone. That's why I don't want to, it's not about a specific number concept. It's about when your savings is at X% relative to your income, your ability to take bigger risks in the present can go up. What would be deemed as risky without any savings, with savings, is just risk adjusted and good. And I think so. I think it's also another way of quote unquote taking profits. I think a lot of people, I'm projecting, but I growing up, owning nice things wasn't really wasn't a goal that I thought about. It wasn't it didn't seem like a good thing to be motivated by. And as I've grown up, experienced financial freedom from Bitcoin, experiencing nicer and nicer things while keeping Bitcoin savings flat, that's the way that I'm taking profits in real time. So it's not about selling back to dollars per se, or it's not about cashing out Bitcoin for any one big thing. It's about relaxing, knowing that dude, we saved up a lot relative to what people without Bitcoin were able to do. And resting in the knowledge, it's not even so much, this is the other thing that I think trips up some Bitcoiners. It's oh, well, Bitcoin's never going to be this cheap again, right? So I have to keep DCAing, keep stacking. It's never enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. It's going to be $1 million someday. Anything under $1 million is a good deal. So I have to keep stacking and stacking, right? I don't know about that part, actually. That's not the way my brain has worked more and more. It's more about the confidence, and that doesn't mean that I don't think Bitcoin's going there. I do think Bitcoin's going there. I fundamentally live my life as if Bitcoin is going to $1 million. I fundamentally believe that fiat money is infinite and Bitcoin is going to replace it as the base currency of the world. I operate my life on that assumption and on that bet. But that doesn't mean I'm frantically trying to buy more and more and more of it on that thing. I'm good. I hooked my entire personal and professional life to that concept, and enjoy being a part of that movement and enjoy having it be a part of my personal finances in that way. And that's why, but then I talk about other things. And I think taking profits in terms of taking risks or upgrading your lifestyle in other ways, I think makes logical sense. I think that does make logical sense. And it almost paces you. It paces your ability to deal with the that's the way I deal with the volatility of Bitcoin, is by taking profits in other areas of my life, of upgrading other areas of my life, not trying to just continually max out and max out and max out my DCA and live this ultra frugal lifestyle anymore. Now look, if you're in a stage of your life, or you're younger, or you're got started in Bitcoin 2, 3, 4 years ago, then awesome. Awesome. Continue to establish, definitely continue to establish your savings and continue to double down and triple down and quadruple down on Bitcoin as it becomes more and more mainstream. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we do that too. But I guess what this whole thing is just about this, I think there's a lot of franticness in the typical Bitcoin personal finance discourse out there that I just don't identify with. I don't identify with watching the news every day and just feeling I don't have enough, and I just don't I don't feel like that anymore. And so that's why I think we need more personal finance advice that talks about what to do next. And what I'm doing next is investing in cash flowing real estate. I'm definitely interested in the cash flow element of that, and income replacement element of that. But the reason why is because we have the bag secured on long-term retirement Bitcoin savings, that we're hitched. We're hitched to that thesis. Again, personally and professionally invested, we're hooked. We're hooked to that thesis. And so now with that anchor, we're able to do other types of investing that achieve other goals. And I don't hear about that as much anymore. And so if that makes sense to you, Sharon and I have started the newsletter, and thank you so much to everyone who has joined it, linktree.com/Brian and Sharon. If that's interesting to you, if you want to know more on kind of the two things that we want to begin getting more and more dialed in specific content about, is how to do Bitcoin as a couple, how to really the reason why I feel so secure in kind of our long-term Bitcoin stack is because we've been doing it together as a couple for 10 years. And the reason why I feel so secure on kind of pivoting or focusing on other forms of income replacement investments is because we have that long-term stack secured and that long-term mindset secured. So if that's interesting, linktree.com/Brian and Sharon, join the newsletter. It's going to send you an auto email. Just reply and tell me that that's interesting, because I'm looking to kind of get feedback from a more targeted group of people that really want to take some specific Bitcoin personal finance advice kind of to the next level, and not just repeat kind of all the same things we've all been repeating to each other all the time.